This video will focus on the induction program of an educational institution. An induction program in a school is a comprehensive orientation designed to help new teachers and returning staff members to adapt to the school environment, to understand its culture and procedures, and establish professional relationships. It aims to provide the necessary information, resources, and support to ensure a smooth transition and successful integration into the school community. The induction program is the first building block for a successful academic year. Typically, it begins with a welcome introduction to the school's administrative team and staff members, but it is the first impression that the staff members will remember for the rest of the academic year. It is the time to connect the past to the present and to set the path for the future. The planning process. Designing an induction program requires careful planning and consideration of the specific needs and context of the educational institution. It starts with identifying the goals and objectives. The school leadership team should clarify the goals and objectives of the induction program. So the key question here to ask is, what do we want to achieve with the program? What are the messages that we want to send to the staff members? Keeping in mind that the staff should walk away having all the essential information and resources that will allow them to grow professionally and to establish a positive school culture. The school leadership team should assess the needs of the staff members by gathering input from them through considering their prior experience, their subject areas, their specific challenges that they may face. So the needs-based analysis is helpful to make sure that the induction program will be tailored to address the identified needs of the new joining staff as well as the returning staff members. The third point, which is establishing the program components. The leadership team should determine the components and activities of the induction program based on the goals and needs assessment. Some common components will be discussed in this video, but we have to go back to our school improvement plan, to our action plans, to the external reports coming from the accreditation or inspection bodies in order to focus on the points that has to be addressed. Furthermore, when we talk about establishing the program components, we have to keep in mind that this is a collaborative effort that has to be well thought of in terms of involving everyone in the school community. So when we want to develop the program, we have to create a timeline for the induction program outlining the sequence and duration of each component. considering the length of the program, the frequency of activities, keeping in mind the balance between providing sufficient support and not overwhelming people with a lot of information straight from the beginning. The second thing that we need to think about, which is assigning the roles. We have to showcase the strength of the community in the induction program. So when we have experienced teachers and staff who have shined in the previous academic year, this is the opportunity to give them the floor to showcase what they have succeeded to do in the specific school community and what does their journey tell for everybody else. Last but not least, we need to think about the logistics behind the uh, induction program, whether be it from the location of the sessions, the mode of the training, required activities to be there, the culturally responsive teaching, the technology, incorporation of opportunities for new teachers to practice and to apply their knowledge. Thinking about the resources and the material and how this will all support the achieving the school guiding statements. Establishing evaluation and feedback, we need to show everyone from the first minute that their voice is heard, their input is taken, and nothing is fixed and set as per a prescribed agenda. So we need to determine how we will assess the effectiveness of the induction program to gather information that will allow us to customize and tailor the professional developments happen that will take place throughout the academic year, or the mentorship program that we will initiate, the establishment of professional learning committees, etc. This can be done through surveys, focus groups, individual interviews, or observation and reflection process. The usage of this feedback is very important to help us uh, provide the needed support for each staff member throughout the academic year. Last but not least, we need to collaborate and seek input for continuous improvement, involving the stakeholders, such as the school leaders, experienced teachers, and other administrative staff in this process is key. We need to seek their input, their ideas, and feedback to ensure that the induction program meets the needs of all participants. The continuous improvement and the regular reflection will help us to adjust the program as needed to enhance its effectiveness. Remember, an effective induction program is ongoing and evolves over time based on the changing needs of the new teachers and school community. So, regular communication and a focus on building a positive and collaborative culture are key to a successful induction program. What are the main topics that should exist in every induction program? As we mentioned earlier, induction programs can vary depending on specific schools' policies, grade levels, and other factors. However, there are several important topics that are commonly included in induction programs of outstanding schools to ensure a smooth start to the school year and promote a positive learning environment. Number one, academic expectations. We need to set clear expectations for academic performance, homework assignments, grading criteria, and any special programs or initiatives that the school is proud to have, which answers the question, what makes this school a unique, outstanding school? The second point, which is school direction. In particular, I'm talking about the school policies and procedures. We need to introduce the school's rules, policies, and procedures, including and focusing on attendance, dress code, behavior expectations, and use of technology, curriculum policies, teaching and learning policies, the instructional strategies that are used in every phase, the progression and continuity of the curriculum, assessment policies. We need to make sure that the school direction is clear for everyone. For new staff, it's essential. For current returning staff, it will be like a refreshing session, which will help them to remember important things, and it will unify the understanding for both current and new staff members. The third point, which is safety policies and procedures. We need to provide information on emergency protocols such as fire drills, lockdowns, and evacuation procedures to ensure that safety measures are taken into consideration from the first second of the academic year. The fourth point, which is community and cultural awareness, we need to foster an inclusive and diverse environment by promoting cultural awareness, tolerance, and respect for others. Some of the essential themes that we need to think about integrating in the induction program are going to be shared in the slide, starting with the curriculum. We need to provide an overview of the subjects and courses students will be studying during the school year, highlighting any new offerings that the school is planning to have. It's very important for new and current teachers to understand the curriculum mapping. How does it look like? What are the different layers that they have to keep in mind? Because this will help them to design authentic learning opportunities for students. Extracurricular activities. The school or the educational institution should showcase the available extracurricular activities, clubs, sports, and art programs, which encourage students to get involved and explore their talents. This can be an inviting session in an induction program because new teachers might have some special hobbies which can contribute to the initiation of new clubs that will enrich the school community. Inclusion. How does the school support diverse learners? Here we are focusing on counseling, on support services. So we need to inform the staff about the availability of counseling services, academic support, resources for students who may need assistance or they face challenges throughout their learning journey. The fourth point, which is the conflict resolution. We need to discuss with the staff our anti bullying policies, cyberbullying policies, emphasizing the importance of respectful behavior and providing strategies for conflict resolution and communication. I call this theme a preventive theme in an induction program. We should let the staff know how to behave and what to do in case there are specific conflicts that they will face definitely. Keep in mind, educational institutions is built on human relationships between teacher to teacher, staff to student, teacher to student, staff to parent. So we need to educate them. We need to share with them the strategies that are deployed at the school in order to resolve those and what are the right channels that should be followed in case those conflicts arises. The fifth theme is the health and wellness, which is very important. Providing information to the staff on how to maintain their physical and mental health is key because it all starts with the well being of the stakeholders and the students at the school level. Adding more to that, I will talk about technology and digital citizenship. Each school has its own tools and platforms that enables the school to communicate with parents to set the tone of the academics and the operation within and beyond the school. So we need to make sure that everybody is on the same page. They are, first of all, familiar with the platforms that the school is using, even if they know those platforms before, they should receive a special orientation to know how to use it and to be confident about the usage of the platforms. So, if we're talking about the LMS of the school, what are the features, how to use it, how to report issues that arises from it. So it's very important to have a dedicated session for the staff members to introduce those platforms, to talk about the usage, to talk about the impact, and to make sure that all staff members are confident. Many schools, they observe staff walking away from using platforms without knowing that they do not know how to use it rather than it is they do not want to use it. So the induction program is key in making sure that the confidence level in the usage of platforms is at its required point, so by then they can integrated with their lessons, they can integrate it within their work if we're talking about admin staff and they're confident about using it, reporting issues that arises if there is any issue problem that is experienced. Second thing, which is about the usage of technology, we need to keep in mind that we have to keep our communities safe. So we have to educate the staff about the uh, responsible use of technology. Is there a policy in the school? Are we taking care of the internet safety? what do we need to do in case we have any issue, how to help our students and help ourselves, what is accepted and what is not accepted. Those should be discussed extensively with an open minded approach from the school leaders to listen to the concerns coming from the staff members, because they're coming from different regions of the world with different experiences related to the usage of technology. Last but not least, impact. If I want a staff member to use a tool without feeling that it's a burden and it's an added workload, then I have to connect the usage to the impact. How does it help me as a teacher in the school? What's the impact on student achievement? You have to consider this a winning argument. So it starts with what the tool is, then how to use the tool, how to maintain my safety throughout using the tool. At the end, I have to show them the impact. How does it help them? How does it help the students? How does it enrich the learning experience at all levels within the school community? Some other points to consider when designing the induction program is the parent community. We need to explain the importance of involving parents and families in the education process and to provide information about the communication channels between the school and the families. Keep in mind, we have arising challenges every single day. So we need to educate parents about the curriculum, about supporting their kids after school hours, about keeping students safe, about the importance of sleeping time, healthy eating habits, exercising, physical and mental health. So all of those things are important. So we need to make sure that the staff realize that the parents are our partners in the success of this journey. The code of conduct. I'm talking specifically here about the character education. We need to discuss the importance of character traits at the school or the educational institution, such as honesty, respect, responsibility, and empathy, emphasizing their importance in school and life. Last but not least, talking about the structure and layout, we need to make sure that the whole staff will walk away knowing exactly the organizational structure of the institution, being introduced to the key staff members, including the administration, the counselors, the support staff, getting to know the mainstream teachers, the homeroom teachers. So they walk away from the induction program knowing exactly whom they are reporting to, the line management, how does it work, the support coming from the administration, how do they avail that in order to make sure that their work life is enjoyable. And also, we need to keep in mind the orientation tour, providing a tour of the school facilities, helping the staff to be familiar with the layout and the resources, knowing where they can go, what they can use, what do they have access to exclusively versus what do they share with the students. So by then, day one of the academic year with students is smooth, is a happy day, and there is no confusion whatsoever. Many other topics could be added to the induction program pending the school improvement plan, as mentioned earlier, pending the reports coming from the external accreditation or inspection bodies, talking about the continuity of improvement. But the last advice that I would like to give towards the end of this video is to look at the induction program as the first building block for the professional learning journey between the school community. The staff will look into the sessions offered in the induction program with the with the understanding that this is how professional development will take place. Make sure that they see a lot of value in what you provide rather than it is feeding with instruction. So by then, they will be eager to come and attend the professional development scheduled throughout the academic year. Try to minimize as much as possible the lecture in the induction, maximize the hands-on approach. Make sure that they are involved in activities to explore all what we have spoken about rather than they are sitting and there is a presentation provided to them and there is no engagement in the process. Make sure that you hear their voices, even if they are new staff, because they're coming with a lot of experience and knowledge which can contribute to the progression and development of the educational institution.